not life that's happening to us. It's life happening for us. Hi, my name is Sarah, the Blazing Barbie mom, and I'm here to talk about spiritual awakening, ascension, and anything to help guide us on our path towards freedom. Today, specifically, I'm here to talk about going from a 3D dimension to a 5D dimension. Here we go.
Come on, Dora! All right!
What is 3D and what is 5D? So it's different dimensions that we have, altered states of consciousness. We're essentially born into the 3D realm. So that's where we know. And it's basically a state of survival. Okay, I realized I was just shuffling around that whole time because I was trying to find my new fan, but it says, be your own kind of beautiful. It is really wonderful. It's really beautiful. It's probably why I'm so passionate about spreading the news. Spread the news! Spread the news! Tell everyone. Tell your friends. Tell your mama. Tell your papa.
Tell your daddy.
Just let them know. Life can be so much better because, yes, so the 3Ds, and that's what makes a lot of people realize that they don't want to be a part of this experience anymore. They don't want to be on the hamster wheel. They don't want to be a part of that rat race anymore, even though that movie is hilarious. They don't want to be a part of the actual rat race. I wonder if they made that movie hilarious so that we would think rat race is funny. We should just laugh at it rather than realize that we're on it. We gotta get off. We gotta get out of this game. It's a terrible game. It's not even a game. It's a joke.
They did.
Ow!
Oh, honey.
Oh!
Did you burn yourself?
Yeah!
Oh, I told you.
Oh, God!
Oh, no, sorry. No.
Okay, so 3D struggle bus. It's somewhere you don't want to be. It's got fear, it's got violence, it has sadness, it has all the feelings that don't feel good. That's where you are with the 3D dimension. And it's just stale, it's artificial, everything's made up, made by humans to just keep you in our prison cells with our cell phones thinking we're happy.
The whole world's raining wide.
We're not happy. Just kidding. You may be very happy, and I'm very happy for you. I myself am working through that because I have had depression issues, anxiety issues. I've been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. It's been a lot. It's been a struggle of life being in this 3D because a lot of these things, like being diagnosed with bipolar disorder, PTSD, you know, things of those nature, those are because we've dealt with so much trauma. And it's just a way to cope in the way that our brain can deal with it in the time being. But being in the 3D, it really can traumatize your brain and your heart and everything that I've talked about. With healing, this is where we are leading towards the 5th dimension. So we're getting into the 5th dimension, and that's where you want it. That's where it feels good. That's compassion, love, where you have so much self-love, you have love for others, people love you back. It's just on a frequency of the strongest feeling of ecstasy. That's how I see it. It's possible. It just feels so good because you're just feeling in alignment with everything. Everything, more synchronicities, you see more numbers, more repeating numbers. People talk about that a lot. That's a thing. So that means the Matrix is trying to talk to you. In order to get to the 5th dimension, though, you have to go through the 4th dimension. And the 4th dimension This is something, it's like the dark night of the soul. It's so hard. I wish it was just one night of just a hard night. Oh, you're going through a hard night of your dark night of the soul, and then you come out like a freshly cocooned butterfly. What the heck am I trying to say? You come out a fresh butterfly. It could be years later. It could be, my goodness. It could be much longer than you're expecting. But it could also, I hear people who go through these things quick. Not quick, but like they've gone through their dark night of the soul, which is just a lot of dealing with your dark, everything that you don't want to see and face about yourself. You have to deal with it. It reminds me of Scott Pilgrim versus the World. When he gets to the final boss, he's gone through all the bosses, right? And he's fighting everybody to try to get his girlfriend Ramona. And then the final boss is Nega Scott, because he's the negative version of Scott. So it's just like his side that he doesn't want to face. Then he ends up talking with him and he's like, oh yeah, no, he's a really nice guy. We're gonna go get pancakes tomorrow. It's kind of like that. I wish it was as simple as inviting your dark side to go get pancakes. There's so much truth. There is so much truth in movies. Well, the movies are all true. They just, it's like an altered version of the truth. So they have to tell us, when I say they, I mean like Hollywood and people who are deceiving us, keeping us in the rat race. They have to tell us the truth of what they're doing, just they can twist it a little bit. That's what the devil does. Damn serpent. It makes me think Scott Pilgrim versus the World with the whole, like, he's getting his ascension, his entire journey within dimensions. Also makes me think of, it's that Inside Out movie where there's a warning, it's like a caution area and you're not supposed to go in there because it's behind the scenes, like contaminant or toxic something, I don't know, but basically it's different dimensions in there, and then they start changing from like 1D, 2D, 3D, but 5D is something that's different from, so like right now I'm holding this sponge, right? This is 3D, this is here, it's tangible, I have it, right? 5D is something like love. I know I said love earlier, but love, because you can't hold love. I can't hold love, my love, and just show it to you, right? It's just something that we know is real, but it's not in the physical realm. So it's there, it's in that spiritual realm, which is very much so real. You know, if you made it this far into the video, why don't you just, if you'd like the video and subscribe. That'd be great. Also, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are a wonderful person and you deserve to be rich too. There's people living in the 5th dimension right now. Like, well, you can go in and out. Like, you can be in the 5th and then you can go back to the 3rd. You can be in the 3rd, you can go to the 5th, back to the 3rd. It just depends on your mood and where you are frequency wise. If people are resisting when they are in the 5th dimension and they're resisting the actual flow of the existence in the dimension, then they could suffer.
Hey. How y'all doing?
On that dimension until they go back to the 3rd, because they're not ready for the 5th yet. So that's something to take into account. I think that's kind of cool, honestly. It just means there's a secret world of people, a secret society of people that you can't see or associate with because they're in a different dimension. I want to live in a different dimension forever. Yeah, so that's why it's important to go through the 4th dimension and go through the entire dark night of the soul so that you can actually feel comfortable. You're healed, you're fully healed, you feel comfortable on that 5th dimension because you can endure the the higher frequency of it. Most suffering in this life that we have right now is caused from a past life karma. So that just means something we did in a previous life before we came here and reincarnated is what has caused our current life circumstances. And there are also wounds that we need to heal. We're experiencing that in this life too. So with these past life karmic wounds that we have to get healed somehow, we can do that through our own experiences and just making different decisions or making choices that we know are going to help us through that specific life event. Or we can do things like working with a person to have Reiki done, some type of healing, working with an emotional healer, spiritual healers. There's people like that who help you with it. Those are also really important and can help you and help all of us. Different ways that you can tell if you're ascending to the 5th dimension is, like I said, you'll see more signs and synchronicities. Well, like coincidences will start happening more.
Coincidence? I think not!
I love coincidences. They're the best. There's no coincidence. I'm just kidding. There's no coincidence. There are no accidents. Everything happens for a reason. And just that mindset makes everything so much more easier to accept. Thinking that it's not life that's happening to us, it's life happening for us. So you're going to see a lot more things start to line up when you're in alignment. And time doesn't feel real. It feels fake. Fake time. Time isn't real. It puts you back into that state of consciousness where you know that time's an illusion. And how, what's that saying by Albert Einstein? You sit for a minute with your hand on a hot stove and compared to sitting for a minute with a pretty girl, it's completely different. Something like that, right? Here's the quote. Hey, thank you, Albert. Gosh, you are a smart guy. Oh, yeah. That looks better than I thought it was gonna be. And I've just had moments where time doesn't feel real with certain people. Those are my favorite moments, when time doesn't feel real with people. The thing that I think about when it comes to spreading the word and just talking about 3D versus 5D. Spread the news! Spread the news! It's not a versus. It's everyone's individual spiritual journey that they go through. We all have different time frames. We all do it at different variations. You know, we've experienced past lives, so it's karma we have to deal with at our own pace and rate. However, with that being said, I believe that once people start becoming savvy to this whole 3D, 5D experience, that us, people say we're co-creators, us as co-creators can start making a really more authentic life here. This doesn't have to be inauthentic forever. Okay, everything's falling apart. my super professional background is not working with me today, which is like, why would it not work with me? I spent thousands of dollars on this thing, but okay, that's neither here nor there. I'm just gonna finish this up and then we can wrap it up and just thank you guys. But okay, let's wrap this up. Wrap it up. Okay, we have the finished look. Thank you guys so much for talking about 3D, 5D. Let's get to 5D. Yes, let's get to 5D. Let's get to 5D. yeah, I think that would be a wonderful thing, is if we all work together to get to a 5th dimension of consciousness, and then we all just live happily ever after, and we all become Disney princesses and princes and kings and queens. Amen. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yes, sir. Keep those frequencies up, keep the vibes high up to the sky, and let's just get it. Let's get it. Let's get that 5D. Let's live happily ever after. The end. Thank you so much. You guys have the best day ever, and I will talk to you again in the next video.